Well, good evening and welcome to SimSation's live stream tonight. You are not going to believe what I'm streaming from. We'll let a few people get in here. You're probably going to see it though. I mean, I can't say that you're not. I'll be able to see the live chat here too. I'm on the triple screen setup with this, so this is pretty cool. We don't have a camera set up though. That's because I can't get into my Microsoft. What am I talking about? I can't get into my Mac account right now. I'm in account recovery on that. So I have a PC here with an identity crisis. Let you guys get connected. Say hello in the chat there. And then I'll let you know exactly what you're looking at on the screen. It's definitely a different look for SimStation, that's for sure. You've seen me do the Linux installs, right? You've seen me do all the Windows installs, all the custom builds, the find it, fix it, and flip it's. But you are not going to believe what I did this week. This is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you, though. Oh, let's go to System Settings right here. And we'll pull it up. No, we didn't want System Settings. Hold on a minute. Let's go to About This Mac. There you go. Are we really on a Mac Pro from 2019? I don't know. Are we? It sure looks that way, right? Comment down in the live chat. Tell me, do you think that I'm really on a 2019 Mac Pro doing this live stream? Just put yes if you believe I am. Put no if you don't think I am. And then we'll find out. You can see our processor right here. i7 7700K. RX 5700 graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM. I got it set up on the triple screen. So you are looking at Mac OS Tahoe. And it is literally running on my PC. And it's not in a virtual machine. It's installed on my PC. And it's working, and that's what I told you. My PC has an identity crisis tonight. It literally says that it's a Mac Pro from 2019. It doesn't look like one. I'm sitting next to it, but it's definitely acting like one and behaving like one. So what this is a Hackintosh. For those of you that don't know. Hackintosh is a way for you to put Mac OSs on your PCs, okay? So that's what I've done here. I messed with this years ago, and I quit messing with it probably around 2018, 2019 maybe. That's it, Stray Dog. It's definitely a Hackintosh, oh. So I did these a long time ago, right? And when I did them, it was back in what they called the multi-beast Tony Mac 86 days. So it's been a while ago, right? And everything now, if you know anything about Hackintosh, is on OpenCore. So that's actually what this is installed through, as OpenCore. It took me a little while. It's not... I'm going to say it's not the simplest process, but it's also not the most difficult. And if you're determined enough, you can definitely make it happen. Have you ever done this, Stray Dog Tech? Have you ever built a Hackintosh before? We'll see if anyone that's watching has done one of these before. There used to be, in the early days when I did it, there was a feller called Nearish. And Nearish made the easiest way to put Mac on your PC that I ever seen. You could burn it to a CD. You could literally burn the Nearish to a CD, pop it in, do a few changes in your BIOS, and install it on there. So the biggest key to getting the newer Mac OSs to work on your BIOS settings, unlike Windows where you have to have secure boot, to run Mac, you have to disable secure boot. So you'll have to go into your BIOS and disable your secure boot, right? And I'll show you a little bit about what it takes to do this, but I won't get into the whole thing because I think I'm going to end up doing a video on how I got here. I mean, that's probably the fairest way to do it. We'll put a video on how I ended up getting here with this thing. And I'm not completely done with it yet, so I still have to go in. Hey, Dan, what's going on, buddy? You're probably wondering why you're looking at the Mac screen, right? This stupid stuff I'm getting into. I didn't have a video to upload for tonight, and you know I've been messing with the different Linuxes and stuff, and I had one and I didn't like it, so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to put that one up there. I don't want to keep burning down that road too much, but this is what happens when you start going down rabbit holes. Exactly what you're looking at on my screen is what starts happening, right? So I get to doing we get the end of Windows 10. And I think, man, what's all the options we got? And we're not truly at the end. I call that the soft ending, because if they're going to extend support for another year, then that's really a soft ending. And then the hard ending comes next year when they cut that off, right? So then Windows 10 is dead like Windows 7. But as of right now, Windows 10 is not actually dead. Zero Apple knowledge. I've had a Google Pixel 127. Yeah, I'm an Android guy myself. But I have messed with Macs for years, and you guys know from any of the OGs of the channel that seen the old videos, like my Big Mac video, that'll give you a good example. I've messed with these for years and years. I've never had an iPhone though. I don't like them. I learned on the Android ecosystem, so I just stayed on the Android. They say, well, it's nice to be able to have everything from your PC on your phone. Well, we know that our phones don't work like our PCs, right? We're not going to get on our phone and do iRacing, or we're not going to get on there and do Battlefield and all the different games that people play now, Cyberpunk 2077. You're not going to play that on your phone. You're going to play it on hardware. So you can take the Linux distros, though. Zorn's really good about it. You can use Zorn Connect and connect right to an Android phone perfectly. Yeah, and Stray to OGTech, you brought up a good point there. That's exactly why I did this. So I thought about it, and I know that a lot of people use Macs for editing. And then let me show you what I did. Here was my thought behind this. So I'm curious, right? And I'm like, what does a Mac Pro, I wonder what a new Mac Pro would cost if I wanted to get one. So let's take a look here and see. So let's put in Mac Pro prices right here. And you're only going to get this in one form, basically. This will show you the specs and everything. They did bring back the cheese grater look, so I like that. It is using Apple's M2 Ultra chip. So this chip is pretty impressive, actually. I don't know if any of you have looked at this stuff, but let's go inside the Ultra right here. So the M2 Ultra has arrived. Apple Silicon has revolutionized our Mac lineup. Now it comes with a Mac Pro. With M2 Ultra, it delivers a tremendously powerful CPU and GPU designed around high bandwidth unified memory, a media engine that effortlessly whips through multiple streams of 8K ProRes video, an ultra-fast 32-core neural engine, and our secure enclave. I think this thing it's got 76 GPU cores, delivers 27.2 teraflops of graphic performance. So this is all built into the one M2 Ultra chip, I'm guessing, right? But look at the price of this thing. There's the specs of it. 192 gigs of memory, 22 streams of 8K ProRes, supports 8 displays. It's pretty impressive on the numbers, right? But how much does all that cost you? $7,000. Or you can pay $583.25 a month for 12 months. That's how you get this. So I thought, no. I mean, what's Sensation pay for his PCs? $150, right? Not going to do 7,000. So how can I make me a Mac Pro is what I thought about, and I already knew it because I messed with this for years. You just take a regular PC and you put Mac on it. So GitHub is the best repository for this stuff. And the first thing that I did, let's put in OpenCore. It's just OpenCore Simplify, okay? And you go to GitHub right here, and you see OpenCore. I don't know that that's the right one or not, honestly. Yeah, I'm not going to trust this one because of how it showed up on there. Well, it's on Tony Mac 86 too, though. That you want Dortanius right here. So if you get this thing and you open it up, it is a hardware sniffer. You can do this on a Windows machine. I don't know if I can make it work on my Mac with Mac OS on it, but on the Windows machine, this is how I did it. So I downloaded this right here, and I opened it up, and I selected option number 1, and that showed me my hardware. Well, not only will it show you your hardware, but right next to where it shows you your hardware, it'll tell you whether or not, or it'll tell you what version of Mac you can run up to. So in my case, it was Tahoe, and that's what we have on here, the latest one, which is Mac OS Tahoe. It'll probably have a number on it. Let me see where it was at. Pull up the settings. We're running version 26.1 right now. So that's what version of Mac we're on, Mac OS Tahoe 26.1. So I wanted to start editing Stray Dog Tech, but until I get my Apple account unlocked, I won't be able to get Final Cut Pro. I got to get my Apple account. I seen from the text that the last time I signed into it was 2022. And apparently somebody has tried to hack it and they got the account locked down. So I had to file to get the account reopened, and with Apple, it takes a little while. So we'll see how long it's going to take tomorrow. They said they'll email me tomorrow and let me know a time limit on getting that account back. So partly it's Microsoft's fault that I went down this road, but mainly it's not. It's just because my brain will get working on something different. And when I get something on my mind, I'm not going to stop until I make it happen. And that's why that you didn't get a Linux or a Windows video tonight, because it's Thursday night. But you see me doing something else. And I have a video that I was making on this, and I was going to release that tonight, but I didn't like it because I think it's easier to explain some of this stuff in a live stream than what it is the video. And I figured if I do a video on it, then I want to do the complete video of installing it, right? If you guys are interested in that, I can just do the complete video on how to install this on a PC. And if you haven't had a Mac before and you want to mess around with it, or if you want to play around with video editing or anything like that, then you can do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and even on Windows, Stray Dog Tech, even on Windows, you can go to the Windows, the Microsoft Store and still download stuff without signing in. So that's one of the things that I do like about the Microsoft Store over the Apple Store. But I will tell you, I believe that Apple's security is a lot better than Windows, and I think that goes bar none. So I know that it's a pain in the kind of a pain in the ass to go through the account recovery process, but I'll take it. I'll take it without dealing with the Windows 11 bloatware and spyware and the garbage that is. So the best part is I told you that you have to disable Secure Boot, right, to make Mac OS work. So that shows you who Secure Boot actually benefits, and it's Microsoft. It's not the end consumer. And I detest Windows 11 completely. I detest it to the point that I've got Mac running on a PC. I did it because I can, right? Let's be honest. I did it because I can. I did it because I'm capable of it and I can. And will it stay on here? Probably next week this PC will have another operating system on it. I don't know. I will change. Some of these I just change out. These are the PCs I have sitting around here. So any of them that's sitting around and I'm thinking, man, I got Linux on this one already. I've got Zorn on this one. I don't have Mint on any of them anymore, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute on that one. But I'm not a fan of Linux Mint. Zorn OS. If you want to go with Linux, either go with an Arch-based Linux or go with Zorn OS. That's Zorn OS. That's the two that I'll recommend there. I'm close to having iRacing working on Linux, but that's kind of a different story. We have to get the anti-cheats working on that. And I'm going to keep them installed on computers, and I'm going to keep gaming on it because I've been playing Star Conflict and a couple other games on my Zorn install. So I'm going to continue to do that, and hopefully we can get some kind of anti-cheat working on it. So we'll see. I mean, all that'll hopefully come in the near future and really make Linux a great option for gaming. Because as of now, I can't make iRacing run on it. I'm close, but can't get there. You just can't get past the anti-cheat, right? So getting back to this one, you can download this OpenCore. Let me click Get Started right here. Oh, compatible Wi-Fi cards. You'll have to install Python, so you got to have Python. That's what this stuff runs off of. So you download Python, install that, then you download this, and it'll tell you what it'll do, but it's a hardware sniffer. So it'll sniff exactly, and where it comes in clutch is you select what OS that you want, and it's going to build the kext for you that you need for this thing to work. So it's going to build. Here's how this was always explained to me. I wish I had something to draw on and show you. I can't get my camera working though until I could get in the App Store, because that's where the software is for my GoPro to work on this as a webcam. So that's why we have no webcam. I will get that done as soon as my account gets unlocked where I can get in the App Store. I'll download the software I need to make the GoPro work as a webcam, and I can green screen from it. Some of the things I do plan on doing with it, though, is video editing, number one. I want to try and see how it is on Final Cut, right? So is it going to be... I use CapCut. I don't know what you use, Stray Dog, or any of you other people. I use CapCut on Windows to do it, which conveniently is owned by the same company as TikTok, right? So that's who I use for it. And I use the free side of it. I don't pay for it, so when I upload a video, I have to use YouTube's editor to put music in. So I'm literally editing the video twice instead of once. It's kind of, I know it sounds stupid, but it's exactly what I'm doing. I'm hoping Final Cut might be the answer to that, but you know, there's Adobe and Kdenlive on Linux, and you can just keep going down the list of all the different ones you want to try. But there's a reason why most of the professional studios buy Macs, and I think we're going to figure it out. So you don't do a lot of time lapses, right? When I time lapse is when I put that music in, and if you try to add music on CapCut, if you have a free version, it won't let you. It used to, but then about 3 or 4 updates ago, they took that away. So I'm not able to put I had a free trial. And once it ran out, I couldn't do the music no more. That's how I figured it out. My free trial ran out, and it told me I had to have the paid version to add the music to it. So now when I add the music, I upload the video all the way to YouTube, and then I go into the YouTube editor, and I'll put the music in from there. Getting back to the Mac, though, I will do a video if you guys are interested in it, and I will do a complete install of this because it's kind of fun. If you like messing with computers, I think you'll enjoy doing this. It hooked me years ago, and I spent probably 4 or 5 years messing with this. Big Mac had the latest Mac OS on it too. And that thing wasn't supposed to update past like Big Sur. And I went past it on Big Mac, and it had the latest Mac OS on it when I sold it. So that was a true story. This one, though, is an even later OS than that because since I've gotten rid of Big Mac, I haven't messed with any Apple stuff. And mostly what I ran on Big Mac was Windows because it was a dual CPU machine. And it was a beast on Windows or Mac. And it was a beast for a long time. It was 1366 platform. And I think you guys know how I feel about Socket 1366. It'll always go down as my favorite. And bar none, even though new processors are way better, the 1366 was way ahead of its time, right? How do you like DaVinci Resolve? That was the one that I think the AI recommended it to me. I think I was asking the AI and it recommended it, but CapCut is easy to use. It's user friendly, so I will say that about that. But Final Cut Pro right there, boom. I guess they're on Pro 11 now. Audio, motion, graphics, color grading, and delivery, unrivaled pro performance. So this is not on the, this isn't on my editing rig, by the way. This is on the Thermaltake A10 case. So if you remember the Thermaltake A10 case, I put a i7-7700 in it, right? Well, the graphics cards that are in these are going to come out in a video, so I don't really want to tell you the story behind this, but I bought, let's just say I bought more than 1 or 2 of them. And I got them on a heck of a good deal, so you're going to see that video pop up on a Tuesday night video. It might be next Tuesday night, actually. I might drop that one, but on the Find It, Fix It, or Find It, Fix It, Flip It, I have, I think I've already got the second video for that edited as well. But that second machine is not sold yet, so I'm still sitting on it. Hopefully it'll go this weekend. We'll see. The weekends seem to be better with flipping these things. I don't know why, but mostly because people get paid. A lot of people traditionally get paid on Friday, so that probably has something to do with it. But we'll see. We'll see if it gets flipped out pretty quickly. Waiting on parts to do a couple of machines in the near future, so you'll see videos on that. And the 2600X, the Ryzen 5 2600X, I'm not going to give you the spoiler on this, but when I drop the video for that one, you guys are absolutely going to love what I did. That one is, that's my favorite one right now. That is my favorite one. I don't know what it is about that old Corsair case, but I like it. And that video, I just finished filming it, the last part of it, and I can tell you what I did, I absolutely love, and I plan on doing this to these cases in the future. In fact, the two I have for sale right now, one of them's the budget build with the Linux in it. It's still for sale. And the other one is the Find It, Fix It, or Flip It Find It, Fix It, and Flip It #2. And that one, both of those don't have open side panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about, well, I can't give it away or you're going to know what happened on the 2600X. But that one's a good video because I had to go down a whole different rabbit hole with that. And that's what these things turn into. I mean, I thought messing with cars was bad for years, right? Especially when you got to upgrading your cars. And when I mean upgrading, I'm old school, small block Chevy guy. So I remember being a teenager. This is the honest to God's truth. And every paycheck, I would take any extra money I had left over from working my part-time job, and I would run down to the local speed shop, and I would buy another piece of chrome for my small block Chevy and my Trans Am. You can't make that up. That's what I did, right? And it was just different rabbit holes with everything in life. But man, I'll tell you, when it comes to PCs, that's probably the biggest bunch of rabbit holes I've seen in my life, honestly. All the different things that you can do that normal people wouldn't even think about trying, right? So normal people wouldn't say, well, I got this PC here and I want to put Mac on it. Most normal people probably wouldn't say that. They would go buy a Mac, right? What guy had this much time on his hands? That's what it comes down to. I mean, what guy had this much time on his hands that he said, I'm going to put this on a PC? Even though they have all the tools, and that's what I'm going to tell you, it's still complicated even with the tools, because you would be surprised on Windows how many people don't know how to open a file up in command prompt. I'm not making that up. You would be surprised how many people can't open a file up in command prompt. So that makes it difficult. One of the things I do like about Macs, but you have to be careful with it, is let's get to, we'll go to the Finder. We'll go up here. Well, I got to get used to that part of it. Go to Utilities. Let's see if we can get to the terminal. There it is right there. So this is the Mac terminal. Kind of like you have with Linux, right? Do you know why this is, by the way? Anyone want to comment why this looks like Linux's terminal? I'll give it a minute before I answer this question. And then I'm going to explain to you the difference between, big difference between Mac and Windows when it comes to install and even Linux on this. So that terminal looks just like Linux, and it looks like that because Mac is written on Unix. So a lot of people say they're not related, but they absolutely are because they both come from the same place. Unix is where Linux come from, and Unix is also what Mac is written on. So they do share similarities when it comes to the underlying system that these are, that Linux and Mac are both written on, which is Unix. So that's your terminal for Mac. The only time you're going to mess with that, I've installed drivers and stuff through the terminal in the past. I don't think you really have to on Tahoe as much. It's kind of like a well-defined Linux, right? With a good software center, you can make anything work. That's one of the things that I do like about Mac and some of the Linuxes is that you can do this kind of stuff with it. So here is the best way to explain it. You have your computer, your hardware, right? Put it on your left hand. And then on your right hand, put your operating system. In this case, it would be Mac OS. So the problem is your left hand doesn't speak to your right hand. So your hardware doesn't speak the same language as the operating system. On a PC, the BIOS is the center point in that, okay? So the BIOS is translating the hardware to the operating system so the operating system knows what the hardware is doing. Does that make sense? This is how you got to think about it, and actually it makes Mac simpler this way. Mac doesn't have a BIOS, so there's no BIOS in a Mac. Mac uses what's called EFI. So EFI is the bridge on a Mac that helps Mac OS know what the hardware is saying. So EFI is the bridge. The whole key to making a Hackintosh is the EFI. Let me go in and I'll show you what I mean. I'll mount I have the installer USB in here, which is perfect because I can show you from it. Oh, I just closed out what I needed, so let's go back in there again. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Where was I at? I think I was in utilities, right? So we'll go here, go to utilities. I need the disk utility right here. So we'll open up the disk utility. I need the installer, and I'm going to mount it. No, well, it says it's mounted right here, but I need to be able to view it. It's up here. All right, so double click that. Here's the two files that make this happen. This is the installer right here. So that one is called com.apple.recovery.boot. This is actually the boot file. So this has the base system in it and the DMG. But this is a recovery version of it. So when you install with this on a full install, you have to have it hooked to Ethernet, not Wi-Fi, Ethernet. And it will download the rest of the way and install. So the other file is what I said, the bridge file is the EFI. And if you look at that, you got boot. Let me see if it'll get into it. There's the boot 64 EFI. We'll go back. This is the important one. And not drivers, but Kext. These things right here. This is what makes all the difference. That's what tells Mac OS exactly what hardware you got. And it tricks it to make it think that your hardware is a Mac. That's why you have to have certain BIOS settings set different ways. I have to have the USB plugged in right now because that USB is how I boot into it. So what I need to do is actually right here. If I go to Mac HD data, I need to click that, and I need to put about a 200 meg partition in, and I need to move that EFI folder out of here into that 200 meg partition. And that'll allow me to boot without the USB. So I'm just basically creating a boot part of the Mac. I can probably do it right here. I don't really want to do it while I'm live streaming because I might kill our live stream. So I'll wait till I'm done and then I'll do that. But I'll just click the volume button and add the partition in there. It only needs to be about 200 megs. But that's how that works. OpenCore Simplify, USB Toolbox. There's a few tools that you need to make this happen. And there's videos out there on it, and I would say next Thursday there'll be a video from SimStation on how to do this to your PC. We'll see how that one does in views. Some of my videos have been doing really well, and some of them don't. And the crazy ones, a Find It, Fix It, Flip It, that was a great video. I really like that one. But it doesn't seem to be taking off like some of the others did, right? It's fine, though. I mean, that's part of starting a new YouTube channel. You grow over time. And probably the videos will get more, watch more after I'm gone than they do now, right? Stray Dog, you probably feel the same way, man. I mean, that's just the growing pains of YouTube. And it's what we do. But this one, I think, would be interesting for any of you, like I said, that want to play around with an operating system. It's pretty... If you haven't used a Mac before, it's pretty simple. These are new trinkets. This is the first time I've used Tahoe, obviously. But if you look down here, you have all your different options. Your Finder is your friend. If you click it and you look at the sidebar, so you have your applications here. That's all your applications that you have installed. So this is like going into the app on Windows 10 or 11, right? You've got the App Store, Books, Calculator, Dictionary, Contacts, Clock, Chess, Calendar, FaceTime, Find My Mac, Fontbook, Freeform, Games, Journal, iPhone Mirroring, Image Capture, Home, Google Chrome, I put that on there, Mail, Maps, Messages, Mission Control, Music. So you can just go down through here, QuickTime Player, Podcast. I mean, you have all the different apps in here, Apple TV, obviously. So you go down, here's everything on your desktop, which I really don't have anything on there. Documents, downloads. So you see Google Chrome and OBS Studio there. Then you have the iCloud Drive, the Hackintosh. That's the Hackintosh home folder. And that's just what its name. The computer's name is Hackintosh is why it says that. So then it's got my hard drives here, Mac HD, which is our main drive for this, USB 2.0, OBS Studio, because I just installed it, so I can probably go here and eject that, because we don't need it no more. AirDrop, trash, so that kind of stuff. The cool thing about the later one, they say, is in the settings, so we'll go there real quick. I think there's an option called themes in these now. And I call that cool, but I mean, we've seen that Linux for quite a while, right? It's almost like Linux was ahead of the curve when it comes to the themes and stuff, to be, if you want to look back at it. Oh, I don't know where they got it. Appearance, here we go. So you got auto, light, and dark. Liquid glass. We can do tinted, which just puts a little tint on the back. We'll see if you can tell the difference, because you can see that screen. So can you tell the difference when I click this or click this? Not really. I can't tell. Color. Will that change anything? Purple, pink. Yeah, it does change some stuff. You can't see it, but I can, because it's on my... It's how it highlights my stuff when I'm scrolling through things. So it defaults to a multicolor. And then, of course, you can go to just blue on it. It's pretty cool. You can do some pretty cool stuff in here. Icon and widget style. Let's go dark with that. Oh, look what it did. Look at my toolbar. Look what I just did to my toolbar. So I took the icon and widget and I made it dark, and it made all my apps and everything appear dark down there. So we can make it clear. What's that going to do? Oh, it makes it more transparent, the bar that it sits on. Instead of it being a solid bar, it makes it more transparent. So let's go tinted, and it just gives everything a tint, even the widgets. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know. Do we like the default? Let's go back to that. I kind of like the dark better than the default. I'll just leave it at the dark, right? Yeah, I really, of the ones I tried Stray Dog Tech, I can't find one that's as user friendly as CapCut. CapCut is super user friendly. It's what I like about it. So that was pretty cool to be able to go through there and find stuff. One of the things with the Macs, though, I will tell you, is Wi-Fi adapters. Not with the Mac hardware, but if you put it on a software, make sure anything you get that plugs in USB supports Mac OS, period. Just make sure it supports Mac OS, and make sure it's 10.12 or later, or it won't work, period. I don't think I like that. That's got that dark, and it just makes it too. I think we're going to change that. I'm going back to appearance real quick, and I'm going to change this back to default, mostly because of these things up here, right? These things right here. That's why. I don't like how that looks. But you can go with light on your desktop too, and it'll look like that. So if you don't like, I've always preferred the dark look of it because it seems to be easier on a guy's eyes, right? I think that's just an old man thing. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys prefer that kind of stuff too, but it does seem to be a little easier on the eyes. So that's kind of Mac in a rundown. Their maps feature is pretty cool too. We don't need to enable the notifications, but here's a map. You can just zoom in or out on it. Go closer to my house here. Can probably zoom all the way down on it, but nope. Yeah, it's still loading stuff. But that's the maps feature. You can pin stuff, save places. That's pretty cool. It's built right into it. There's the mail. And I'll know how that works after I get my... You can just add accounts. So if you have a Gmail or something, you can put it in there too. Safari is Mac's internet browser, in case you haven't seen it before. That's 100% Apple's internet browser. I have to quit that up here on the taskbar. So what do we got? Photos down here. Take a look at that. FaceTime, phone, that's if you pair your iPhone to it. Calendar, contacts. There's our name, Hackintosh. Right there. We'll close that out. Quit that. Reminders, notes, Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV, but if you guys use it, it comes on your Mac OS natively. I don't know why that's not letting me out, so let's go here and quit it. Here's the game launchpad. Says sign into my game center, and I can't because my account's locked right now, so we're not getting into none of that tonight. Here is the App Store. And I can't sign into it either. It's going to want me to. But right there is the App Store. So this is where you find your apps on a Mac. Then we've got system settings down in the tray, iPhone mirror, and this stuff that we had on, we can go ahead and quit out of too. Remove it from the dock. Remove it from the dock. And then there's our web browser we had open. Well, I think that might be all. I just wanted to basically put a live stream up to show you what I'm working on, and probably the next OS video I'm going to do. We'll be installing this. This one's going to be a little bit more, I don't know, probably a little more complicated, not as straightforward. But I wanted to show you if an idiot like me can do this, then you can do it too. I appreciate Dan, Stray Dog, both of you commenting. I know we've had a few people tuned in. Not all the people like to chat in there. I know that, so I get it. Sometimes people just shake their heads and they wonder why I do the things I do. That's a fact. But sometimes I do it for your entertainment, so you don't have to. You can see the idiot stuff I do and decide, nope, that's not for me. Or you might say, I kind of like to play around with that stuff. We, for all intensive purposes, we have a working Mac here. Am I wrong or am I right? We have a functional working Mac. Everything I click down there works. Every setting I go to works. And we're not doing this in a virtual machine. I mean, we're straight up doing it with a Mac. So I'm not making any of that up. If you hit about the Mac, it'll tell you exactly what it thinks it is, but it's literally my PC has an identity crisis. That's just the way I'm going to leave that. And that was the name of the stream. I think my PC has an identity crisis. What do you guys think? I think it has one, but I don't know. But I can tell you that the $200 I have in parts over there running Mac Apple OS Tahoe is a lot better than the $6,000 Mac Pro. A lot better than it. But that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I do appreciate you guys that tuned in. Give it a like if you liked it, like where I'm headed with this. If not, don't worry about it, though. I mean, I just wanted to put something up since I didn't upload a video. Next Thursday, though, if you see me installing this operating system, then you'll know that'll be the video and where it come from. So the few people that tuned in will probably know what's coming next Thursday. So if you want to learn about it, then you can tune into that one. And if you don't, then you watch this and you don't want to know any more about it, then you don't have to, right? That's the nice part about the live stream. But I'm not going to give away what I did to the Ryzen 5 2600X. I'm not giving that away because that's going to be a really good video. I'm going to just put it to you this way. I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome of that build. When I got it completely finished up and I shot the Entourage video, it really surprised me. Really surprised me how well that come out. The computer, not the video, the computer. I'm just like you, Stray Dog. I'm still learning to edit, man. And with every video that I edit and drop, I learn it every day. And hopefully I'll get better and better at it where I can do the crazy stuff like everyone else does and be able to say, oh, look at this, and meet two things together and have bridges, and instead of explaining stuff, show it with pictures, you know. Maybe I'll get that good one day, but we'll see. Or I'll just get enough people on here that I can afford to pay somebody to edit them for me. I don't think I'll ever head there. I'll continue to edit these myself. I kind of enjoy spending the time to learn this stuff. And that was the whole reason for the Mac, by the way. It went at, well, that and I wanted something to play around with. It's Microsoft's fault. If they hadn't talked about ending Windows 10 I was happy. I didn't need to mess with this crap no more. You see what I mean? Windows 10 worked great for me. In fact, the IoT still works great for me. I still do iRacing on Windows 10 IoT, Enterprise LTSC 2032. So I'm fine with the Windows 10, but Microsoft, not everyone knows how to use that stuff, and Microsoft kind of threw people with old hard. They told us our hardware wasn't good enough for Windows anymore. This is an unsupported Windows 11 computer, okay? It's an unsupported Windows 11 computer running the latest Mac OS. Go figure that one out. So I guess the hardware is not good enough for Windows, but it's good enough for Mac. Yep, that makes a ton of sense, don't it? And why should a 6th or a 7th generation Intel i7 7700K on a DDR4 motherboard, why should that not have support on Windows 11? Think about that for a minute. There's no reason that a capable system shouldn't still be supported, right? I mean, we ran Core 2 quads on Windows 10. Heck, I ran Pentiums on it. Literally Pentiums. Early Pentiums. My AMD runs just fine on Windows 10, but it has an identity crisis and thinks it's Windows XP. Gosh, what am I going to do with all these computers and their identity crises? I got a Windows 10 that thinks it's Windows XP. I have a PC that thinks it's a Mac now. What am I creating here? I don't know. I kind of like it, though. I hope you guys like it, too. I hope you enjoy this content. And it's something I'll keep striving on, trying to get better. Maybe you'll, there's nothing more rewarding on a Hackintosh when you get it loaded up and it works. When you see the Apple pop up on your screen, there's nothing more rewarding than that. You can load Windows, Linux, or anything you want. You can build your own PCs. And you can think, it's rewarding to an extent, right? So I get the feeling when they fire up and they actually work, it's a good feeling. But when you make Mac run on a PC, you'll get no better feeling on a PC. You won't. It's not just a feeling of accomplishment. It's so damn hard to do it that even with the tools available, it takes so long and it's so hard that when you're done, you feel so much more accomplished because of what you went through to get there. Does that make sense? And when you see that Apple logo pop up, you know that you've done something right. And it's the hardest thing to do. That's the hardest part, is getting that Apple logo to pop up. But I will say that the tools I'm going to show you on the install, as long as you follow the instructions the way I lay them down, will lead you to the right way to go. Some of the stuff, though, I can't really show you in the video because you're just going to have to figure a few things out on your own like I had to and like everyone else has to. We all don't have the same hardware, so we might have different motherboards and stuff like that. And the nice part about it is it used to be you only put this on Intel PCs, but you can install this on Ryzen PCs as well. So if you have a Ryzen and you want to try running Mac OS Sequoia or Tahoe or any of them, you can do it. You can run it on a Ryzen, and maybe that's what I'll install it on, just to show you guys and gals that. Maybe that'll be the installation video. I'll take that Ryzen 5 2600X and put Mac OS on it. I got an extra solid state drive I can shove in there, and we can do that. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys while you're tuned in is I put Ventoy on a bigger hard drive and moved all my operating systems over to it. And whoever commented to do Ventoy that way, thank you so much. It makes it so much easier to install these in bulk now. I have them all on the one hard drive. I have all my Linux and all my Microsoft on there. These aren't ISOs for the Mac OS, not the later ones. They're recovery files and stuff now. So I don't have any ISOs for this, but I have ISOs for all the other operating systems I installed, and it makes it so much easier. And when I got the camera out the next time, I'm going to show you this external drive bay I got for my Ventoy hard drive, because it literally has a USB 3.0 plug, but it's a USB-C plugged into it, so you can have USB-C or USB 3.0 on this drive, which is really, really cool. But I'll show that in one of the later videos. That's going to do it for the stream tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. And you'll see the normal Tuesday night videos drop at 6 p.m. Eastern time, just like every Tuesday night. And next Thursday night, we'll get back to an install. And it's probably going to be a Mac install. But that's just to show anybody that's interested. And I'm going to try to, I told you guys I would dive down rabbit holes and check out different stuff and different options, right? I'm not going to say that this is any option that you should look at to replace Windows. I'm not going to say doing a Hackintosh is anything that you should do that for, but if you've never used an Apple or a Mac computer, it's a good opportunity to learn the OS a little bit on how to use it. And if you want to mess around in the App Store, you like iTunes and stuff like that, it's perfect for it. This is where it come from, right? Or if you have an iPhone and you want to see how it pairs with your Hackintosh, by all means, go ahead and do it. I consider this more as a hobby when it comes to this kind of stuff than it is for a daily driver. But why not daily drive it for a little while? If I can edit video and stuff with it, why not leave it hooked up and just daily driver it for a little while? I might do that. So we might see how it works out. But I've been down this road with Mac before, and if I can't do my iRacing with my VR on it, I'm not going to keep it on here long. I don't use this computer for that anyway. Mine's much newer, but mine's the one that's going to get replaced from doing the Find It, Fix It, and Flip It, though. So that's going to be my main personal rig that gets built out of doing that. And that should be a fun series. Like I said, I have video number 2 edited, so it'll be coming out soon. But I don't really want to drop it until I sell number 2 and secure number 3. So, and we keep track of the money. And when we put enough back, can we build a high-end build? That's what it's going to be about for that series. If any of you that are watching that are still in there still have any questions, put them in there. I'm going to give you about 30 to 60 seconds, and I'm going to call it quits for the night. I do appreciate everyone that has tuned in so far. So no questions? No questions on the Mac OS or anything, or any of the other videos that I've had? Any of the computers, or just any questions for SimSation? I'll answer them for the next 30 or 60 seconds. Nope, looks pretty silent in that the chat section right now. I think this is definitely a different live stream. I might do another one from it after we do that install. After I do the install video on it, but by that time I better have my webcam working. And we'll have my green screen up and see how all that works on this thing. Macs are supposed to be really good with this stuff, so I do like the audio. I'm not gonna lie. It's got, I don't know what it is about Macs, but the audio and the video are really good on it. It's really, really good. I just think the OS is built around that stuff and just doing it better. That's going to do it, though. I don't see any more questions, so that's going to do it for tonight's stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I don't know when the next live stream will be, but I'll catch you on one of them. If not, you'll see the regular Tuesday night videos, and on Thursday nights I'll try to get a different video, either a live stream or I'll do a installation video. And There's no telling what rabbit holes I'm going to go through now after going through all the mainstream. You might see me do like the XP or do the Mac stuff and just kind of go off the wall with this stuff for a little while. Fun. Just fun stuff. That's it, though. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.